Good morning, students. I am your Abhijit sir, and in this video, we will discuss about the topic machines. This is from your physics book, chapter 3 for class 10. Now, as in the previous chapter, we have studied about work, and we all know that work done is equal to force into displacement. That means if work is required, then force is also required. Now come to machine. Here a machine can do a work. See this, a machine can do work as we all know. So that means if a machine can do work, so that means machine can exert a force. That is, the machine for doing a work, the machine must exert a force for the work, because force is necessary for work, and if machine doing work, so that means it must exert a force. See some examples of machine. Jack. A jack can lift a car. So here the jack is the machine and it is exerting a force on the car to lift it. A screwdriver, a pulley. Pulley here spelling is wrong. Pulley it is. So those are the examples of machine, and those can exert a force on a subject on which work is to be done. Like screwdriver exert a force on the screw in order to loosen or tighten the screw. Like pulley exert a force on the bucket of water. In this way, all those are the examples of machine, and those exert a force on a subject on which work is to be done. Those are the examples of simple machine. Now come to the main function of machine. What is the main function of a machine? So the main function of a machine is only that when a force is applied on a machine, I am telling, force applied on a machine, then the machine exert a force on the subject to do some work. That is, first force is applied on the machine, then machine applied a force. That means a force applied by the machine after an external force is applied on the machine. Here the external force applied on the machine is called effort, and the force that applied by the machine is called load. So here L, load L, and effort E, those are the forces, two forces. One is applied on the machine and other is applied by the machine. Now come to the uses of machine. From those, by comparing those value of, that is effort and load, we can discuss about the uses of machine. The first use we consider when the effort is less than the load. Suppose you consider when a jack lift a car. Here whatever the effort given by us is very less as compared to the load. Here load means the weight of the car. If we think about lifting the car by our hand, that means the effort is directly given without a machine, then it is quite impossible thing for us. So here we give a less effort on the jack, and the jack applies a greater force on the car to lift it. So here whatever the effort given by us is quite less as compared to the load. Here load is the force, L is the force that the jack applied on the car. Now see this statement, a machine can work on a heavy load with much less effort. Here the jack is work with much less effort. So here the machine reduces the actual effort that required for the work. Now go to the second point. Here we have the value of effort. The two forces, effort and load, are equal to one another. So here the machine used only to change the position of application of effort to a convenient point. Here convenient point means the point which is suitable for the application of effort. See, effort is given by a person who handles the machine. Suppose we consider about a cycle. The actual force required on the cycle to move it is on the rear wheel, but it is not convenient for us to pedal in the rear wheel. So that's why the machine which is actually here, the arrangement of the rear wheel and the pedal with attached with the chain. So this machine allow us to apply the effort at a suitable or convenient point or convenient position below our foot on the pedals, and the effort applied on the pedal and the load is on the rear wheel, which is attached by a chain. So here the machine works only to change the application of effort, position of application of effort. Now go to the next point. Here we have the effort is equal to load again. So here the machine is used to change the direction of application of effort to a convenient direction. Like suppose if we consider when we lift a bucket from a well, so it will be very difficult to lift to apply force vertically upward. But when we use a pulley, then what happened, we the thread which on which the bucket is tied is rounded by the pulley, and the pulley actually change the direction of application of effort to vertically downward. And now when we apply the effort vertically downward, then we can see, then we can apply our own weight as an effort. So that means it will be very convenient for us to pull the bucket by applying a force vertically downward, because here we can use our own weight as an effort. So the machine pulley actually changes the direction, and here whatever the effort given, see, E is equal to the load. Both are equal, both forces are equal. Now come to the fourth point. Here we have the effort is greater than the load. See, the effort is greater than the load. That means whatever the effort given by us is actually greater than whatever the load of the machine. Like suppose here we consider that oh okay, that kind of machine is work. See, that kind of machine is used for obtaining gain in speed. That means if we want to do a work faster, in a faster rate, that means the faster work, for the faster work machines, the effort is greater as compared to the load. See, here the smaller movement of the effort with greater movement of the load. If we take some example, we can easily understand. Suppose we consider a machine that is axle. A smaller movement of axle causes greater movement of the wheel attached to it. Here wheel is the load. So that means whenever we give our effort to move the axle, to rotate the axle, greater effort should be given, whereas the axle is connected to attached to a wheel, and this wheel is actually the load, and whatever the output, whatever the force exerted by the axle will be greater as compared to that force that exerted on the axle. Now go to the next point. I hope this one be clear to you. If you think simply, then you need to put more effort, give more effort in order to do a work in a faster rate. And if you want to do the work slowly, then you can give less effort as compared to the load. So these are the uses of 4 uses of machines in a different type. Now see, the next point we have the technical terms related to a machine. First, the load. Load is the force that applied by the machine for the work, as we have discussed earlier. Now effort See, effort is the force that applied on the machine for the to work on the load. Now the third point, mechanical advantage. It is in short we can write m dot a. It is the ratio of the load and effort. Ma equal to la. Ma equal to la. So MALA, you need to remember like this, as this one is a ratio. Mechanical advantage is a ratio, so there is no any unit for this. Now we have three cases for the mechanical advantage MA. See, the first case, when load is greater than the effort, then mechanical advantage is greater than 1. And here, like the jack, like the use of jack, here load, in the jack load is greater as compared to effort. So here machine are the force multiplier or force gain in force. The machine work to gain in force. Now come to case 2. Here we have the load is lesser than the effort. As you all know, if the load is lesser than the effort, then the machine work as a speed multiplier. That means the machines are used to gain in speed of the work. Here the mechanical advantage is less than 1. So for the mechanical advantage of a machine less than 1, the machine work as a speed multiplier, that is used for obtaining gain in speed of work. Now the third case, when the load and the effort are equal, here the mechanical advantage will be equal, and then the machine are used for, here used is missing, so machine are used for, it is used, okay, used for changing the direction or position of application of effort only. So effort is equal to the load. Now go to the next point, velocity ratio. See, velocity ratio means the ratio of two velocities. So first we have to know that work is equal to force into displacement. Here we have two forces. L is the load, which is a force, and effort is a E is effort, which is also force. So two possible work done is here. Work done on the load, which is this force, L is a force, and this dl is the displacement, and work done by the effort is equal to E, which is a force, into dE. Here dl and dE are the displacement of the load and the effort respectively, and for a time t, for the same time t. Now as we have the displacement, so the velocity of the effort is VE is equal to dE by t, and velocity of the load is equal to dl by dt for the same time t. As we know that Vr is the velocity, is the ratio of the velocity of the velocity of the effort to the velocity of the load, VE by VT. Remember that VR is equal to VE by VT. So if we put the values, like for VE it is dE by T, for VL it is dL by T. Now it is equal to dE by dL. So finally we got that VR, velocity ratio, is now the ratio of the displacement of effort to the displacement of load. See, as those things are mentioned here. So now we come to the three cases related to velocity ratio. The first one, when the displacement of the effort is greater than the displacement of, is lesser than the displacement of load, then VR is less than 1. As here the displacement of effort is less as compared to displacement of the load, so here dl, that means displacement of load, is greater. That means the machine moves in a faster rate, because time is same. For the same time, suppose for the same time, if the displacement of the effort is less as compared to displacement of the load, that means whatever the effort we given is with the little displacement or short displacement as compared to the displacement of the load, that means on the load, when the machine is working on the load, there is a greater movement or the faster movement of the load, that means the machine is doing a work fastly. So this machine gives a gain in speed for the velocity ratio greater than 1. Now if the velocity ratio is lesser than 1, see the second condition, second case, if the velocity ratio is lesser than 1, then the displacement of load is very less as compared to displacement of the effort. Like if we consider about jack again, when we try to when we use the jack, our displacement of effort is less, sorry, is a greater as compared to the displacement of the load, because the car slowly lift up, whereas our displacement of the effort on the jack is very high as compared to the displacement of the load. So here the work done is equal to load into the displacement. See, so finally the force L is of high value for the proper work, and this kind of machine, as the load is of high value, that means this kind of machine work as a gain, gives a gain in speed and used as a force multiplier. Try to understand this once again. Here the displacement of the load is very less as compared to displacement of effort. That means if this dl is less, then this load should be greater. So here smaller effort is given and load is greater, so that means this machine work as a force multiplier and gives a gain in force. Now go to the next case, case 3. Here we have dl de equal dl, that means displacement are equal. Here br, that is velocity ratio, is equal to 1. This kind of machine change the direction or position of the effort. Now go to the fifth point. Here we have in the fifth point work input. As we have discussed about it earlier, that the work done on the machine by the effort. This is the work input, that means the work done on the machine, force applied on the machine and work done on the machine by the effort. This effort is actually a force. So here work input is equal to work done on the effort is equal to this force, E is the force, effort, into this displacement, dE is the displacement of the effort. Now go to the next point, work input output. So this is the work done by the machine on the load, as here the force is L. So this work done on the load, which is work output, is load, that means the force into the displacement of the load. So this one gives the work output. Now go to the next point, efficiency of a machine. Efficiency of a machine is the ratio of work output and the ratio of the work output to the work input. So the efficiency N equal to work output work input. This efficiency, this symbol is called eta. Okay, and as this one is a ratio, so there is no any unit for the efficiency, that is eta. Now sometimes the efficiency represented as percentage value. So here see the formula, eta equal to work output by work input into 100%. So this one gives the percentage value of the efficiency of a machine. Now the next point, relationship between mechanical advantage, velocity ratio and eta. See, we have the formula eta equal to work output and work input. Work output means work done by work done by the machine on the load, and work input means, see, so for this work done on the load, it is L into dl, as you can see, this is L into dl, and for work done on effort, it is E into dE. So finally we got the value L by E dl by dE. So here L by E means mechanical advantage, and this dE by dl is actually the velocity ratio, that's why dl by de is the reciprocal of velocity ratio. And finally eta equal to mechanical advantage into 1 by vr. So we get the final expression as, final relation as, mechanical advantage is equal to velocity ratio into eta. So mechanical advantage is the product of velocity ratio and the efficiency. Now principle of machine, see what we have. See here, see the energy supplied to the machine by the effort. Here machine apply a force. Initially we studied that a machine can exert a force. If a machine can exert a force, that means machine, okay, if machine can exert a force, that means the machine have some energy, and this energy should be supplied by any external source. So first energy is to be supplied to the machine. So this energy which is supplied to the machine by doing some work is called energy input. Energy, see EIN is written here, that means E input, energy input. Now this is the energy supplied to the machine by the effort. Here at the point A, the effort is given, that means the energy is supplied to the machine, and from the point B the machine supplies the energy, that means the energy obtained as work done on the load, the energy obtained from the machine as work done on the load. So here we have the 2 points, point A and B. Point A is called effort point, where energy is supplied to the machine, and point B is called load point, from where the machine supplies the energy to do the work on the load. See, the energy input is the work done on the effort, which is WE, and many times we have considered it is equal to E into DE. Here DE is the displacement of the effort point A. Effort point A is given here. Now see the next one. Energy output is a work obtained at the load point, that is WL, work done on the load, and which is equal to L into load into displacement of the load point, which is WL. So from the principle of conservation of energy, we all know that energy remains constant. Energy remains constant, so energy input should be equal to energy output. Now see about ideal machine. For ideal machine, the energy input is equal to the energy output, and there is no any loss or conversion of energy. Here eta equal to energy out by energy in, that means 1, that is 100% efficient. The machine, the ideal machine is 100% efficient. But in practice, in practical, we are considering about the actual machines, and here in actual machines, see, the input energy is equal to output energy, and it is added with some energy which lost. Here the input energy is the sum of output energy and some loss of energy, and here the loss is due to sound of the machine, friction of the machine, heat energy of the machine, etc. So in practice there is always a loss of energy. So in actual machine the output energy is always lesser than the input energy, because some of the energy from this input is lost due to sound, friction, heat, etc. Suppose here we are taking an example of a machine which is 80% efficient. That means 80% of the input energy is converted into output energy, whereas the remaining 20% of the energy is converted into sound energy, heat energy, or the cause due to friction. So this is it. So this completes the class today. Thank you, class.